Andariki namaskaramulu. Today is the last day of our lecture series on Shodasa Samaskaramulu, and today we'll also take up the question answer session. First we'll start with Vande Mataram Prarthana. After that we will hand over the platform to Sailash Garu. I request all of you to put your questions in the chat box as far as possible, and then we will take up these questions at the end of the session. Okay.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayajasitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Subrajyotsna Pulakitayaminim, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumadhura Bhashinim, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Okay, now we'll request Satyaji to do Prarthana.
Namaskaram andarki. Let's do meditation for a minute. Gananam tva ganapatigum havamahe kavim kavinamupamashravastamam jeshtarajam brahmanaspata anasrunvannotibhisida sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhinamavitriyavatu. Om Shri Mahasaraswatye Namaha. Om Gurureva Gati Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave. Na Guru Paramam Shishurasmi Guroho Matirasti Guro Mama Pahi Guru. Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatika Krutim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Shruti Spruti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Padarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kruto Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य देवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
ధన్యవాదములండి. Now we will request Vishalashi Garu to start the webinar. How to unmute it?
You have to unmute her. You have not made her co-host.
1 minute. 1 minute. Please, Vishalashi Garu.
ओम श्री महागणाधिपतये नमः। ओम श्री पार्वती राजराजेश्वराभ्यां नमः। ओम श्री महासरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम शिवाय गुरवे नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय च नमः शिवाय। Now we have to continue what we are speaking about yesterday, and today we will know some more most incidents and items of our marriage ceremony, the sacrament. The next, the priest shows the Dhruva Nakshatra to the bridegroom. The Vara puts his hand over the right shoulder. The Vara puts his hand over the right shoulder of Vadhu, and then he shows Dhruva Nakshatra to her. The priest shows Dhruva Nakshatra to Vara, and Vara shows it to Vadhu, the Dhruva Nakshatra, and says that even our marital bond should be as strong and exist forever as that of the Dhruva Nakshatra in the sky, and says like this: Om mama vrate te hridayam dathami, mama chittam anuchittam te astu, mama vachamekam anajushasva, prajapatisva niyunaktu mahyam, prajapatihi tvam niyunaktu mahyam. Keep your heart in my heart, keep your mind in my mind, chitta. Make your mind my mind, and do my words. God's preceptor Brihaspati may instigate you to please me by your thoughts, deeds, and words. So while reciting these mantras, he touches the heart of that girl. Both the hearts and minds should become one by these mantras. Again, he should recite this mantra while seeing into her face. Om Sumangali Riyam Vathurimam Sameta Pashyata Saubhagyamasmai Dattva Yathastam Pitare Tana Yathastam Viparetana Yathastam Viparetana. This Vathu is auspicious. Mangala Swarupini. I may obtain all auspiciousness along with her. Then he keeps her on his left thigh. He makes her to sit on his left thigh and with love and care, and then happily seated on her husband's lap. She also recites these mantra slokas and takes the oaths. Now she is speaking to her husband. तीर्थव्रतोद्यापन यज्ञदानं मया सहत्वं यदि किं नु कुर्याः वामाङ्गमायामि तदा त्वदीयं जगादवाक्यं प्रथमं कुमारी हव्यप्रदानैरमरान् पितॄंश्च कव्यप्रदानैर्यदि पूजयेथाः वामाङ्गमायामि तदा त्वदीयं जगादकन्या वचनं द्वितीयम् कुटुंब रक्षाभरणे यदि त्वं कुर्याः पशूनां परिपालनं च वामाङ्गमायामि तदा त्वदीयं जगामकन्या वचनं तृतीयम्. Like that she repeats so many other mantra slokas and takes oaths while doing all righteous deeds, religious works like tirtha, vratodhyapana or vrata or any udyapana, yajna, dana, tapas, etc. I will come to your left side and participate along with you. While offering havyas to gods or kravyas to pitrudevas in Agnihotra, I will be at your left side and cooperate you. I will be on your left side and give support to you in doing the works of maintaining the family, taking care of animals, etc. Thus, several other oaths on occasions, as mentioned by her, where she would stand by his side, giving full support. She spoke about all the points. Thus, when once promised, how can they trespass them? She herself gave all these proclamations, in fact. So the Vara is very much pleased by her words and says to her, Madiya chittanugatam cha chittam sada madagnya paripalanam cha pativrata dharma parayana tvam kuryat sada sarvamitam imam prayatnam. You always be interested in Pativratya dharma. Be your mind fixed on me. Obey my feelings and my words. You do befitting actions, befitting to my votes and with your votes. So with these words, he keeps Sindura on the forehead and at the papidi place, starting place of parting the hair on the forehead. That Sindura should remain forever there on her forehead and at papidi. That is, then onwards, she should keep Sindura at Papita. That would be the protection to her husband. That is one of Panchamangalya Chiknas. Seeing Sindura, people recognize that she got married, and the feeling of respect automatically arises in others. As a part of marriage, Vara shows Arundhati Nakshatra to Vathu. The couple think of Arundhati, Vasishta and bow down to them, to this Rishi Patni, Rishi Dampati. In our tradition, every newly wedded couple would be asked to see Arundhati star and salute her, because though in our Sanatana Dharma, innumerable Pativratas are there, but even among Saptarshi Mandala, except Arundhati Mata, no other Matas are seen near the stars of their husbands. Arundhati Mata cannot bear separation of her husband even for a single moment. So, though he is in the form of star, shines high in the sky, she always took the form of star and stood near her husband. Never she leaves the company of her husband. Similarly, each Vadhu should always accompany her husband. To grasp this message, they asked the couple to see Arundhati and Vasishta and salute, and particularly they show Arundhati Nakshatra and to salute her. Thus, our Vaidika marriage sacrament is endowed with such several deep inner meanings and secrets. With such samskaras and mantras, they purify us. In the marriage, they purify with such powerful mantras, both Vara and Vathu, and mostly they purify Vathu because it is she who has to keep up the dynasty by getting good children, and also she should keep up the happiness of family members and keep up the prestige of the family because she is coming and joining them. So it depends, the happiness of this family depends upon that new girl who is coming and joining these in-laws. Many items of social security and well-being of mankind are hidden in all the samskaras given to us by our Maharshis. There are so many sacrifices, there are so many scientific and spiritual and health related inner meanings among several events of the marriage and the Yajna Yaga sacrifices that are being done at the time of Agnikaryas, done at the time of marriage. Before marriage only, the youth should know what marriage means, what sort of bondage is this, what promises they are going, how should they lead their lives after marriage with mutual cooperation and understanding. All these would be should be known prior to marriage. Then only the marriage significance will be understood by them and the chastity will be protected by people. The most important event among Vivaha is to keep the paste of Jeera and Jagari paste on the heads of bride and bridegroom. Exactly on the Shubha Muhurta, the priest makes both of them to keep that paste on their heads mutually. At that time, at least for 5 minutes, the bride and bridegroom should see into the eyes of each other mutually. They should see continuously without moving the eyes hither thither just for photos or for friends or relatives. They should not move. When this Jeera Jagari paste is kept on the Brahma Ranthra Sthana of Vathu and Vara, the magnetic power flows from the eyes into other eyes mutually when they see into the eyes mutually. So they get the feeling of love and attraction arises in them, which develops later on and becomes so strong that they become one physically, mentally, and spiritually also, and become inseparable. Just as once when jeera is made into powder and a little jaggery is also mixed together. So together when this jeera and jaggery are mixed, making a sort of paste once, they can never be separated. The jeera cannot be taken out, the jaggery cannot be taken out. This mixture got the magnetic power. So by keeping this paste on the Sahasrara chakra, the chakra gets opened. The petals will be blooming by the touch of this jeera jaggery paste. And by the touch of the sparsha of the hand, both of them get affection and love mutually, which enters into their bodies through Sahasrara Chakra. All this process takes place even without their knowledge. That love which originated in their hearts and transmits through the eyes, they become one with that bond of love and responsibility. This is the most scientific secret behind our marriage ceremony. By keeping this Jeera Jaggery paste, we consider that the marriage is done, it is celebrated. Yet they make Vara to tie the Mangala Sutra on the neck of Vadhu, which is also having great significance. That is Mangala Sutra Dharana, we say. Tying of auspicious thread. Mangala means auspicious, Sutra means Dharamu, we say thread, in which the forms of Navadurgas exist, stay. The 9 forms of Mangala Gauri Devata reside in the threads of the 9 Navatantu, 9 lines of threads, and give Mangalya, Saubhagya to her by giving longevity and protection to her husband. The Vara ties Mangala Sutra on the neck of Vadhu and puts 3 knots. Those 3 knots are considered as Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, and Mahasaraswati Matas. The Mangala Sutra got 9 lines of threads. Navatantu, we say, 9 pogulu antam manam Telugulo. So deities reside in those threads and protect the Vara and Vadhu as long as it stays on her neck. Later, both the Vara and Vadhu pour talambralu over their heads. Even though this is considered, that incident is considered as a sort of entertainment, Veduka we say. Yet there is Adhyatmikata also in it, and desire for happy life hereafter is also exists in that talambralu. So by talambralu, they get the blessings of gods, Chandra, then Mangala Gauri Devi, and so many other deities, devatas. First time when they pour those talambralu, Vara says to Vadhu, Prajame Kamaha Samruddhyatam. I wish good children for us. Then second time he wishes while pouring the talambralu over her head, he says, Pashavo me kamaha samruddhyatam. Our cattle and prosperity, Aishwarya, should grow. Then third time when he is pouring the talambralu over her head, he wishes, Yajno me kamaha samruddhyatam. The yajnas I perform should increase and you should cooperate with me in doing yajna yagadi kratus. And she also pours this talambralu 3 times, accepting what her husband requested her. So that thus for first 3 times with mutual desires and once again promises, taking oaths, they are pouring those auspicious talambralu over the heads. Then from then onwards, fourth time onwards, they pour these talambralu happily, enjoying with mind and heart. In our sampradaya, marriage is called as Pani Grahanam. To hold the hand of the Vadhu by Vara, to hold the right hand, is considered as celebrating marriage. That is why in our tradition, women never touch the hands of Parapurushas, even since their childhood. Even if anyone come to the house and we have to give them water or milk or something, we keep that water glass there on the ground or on the table, but never give it to their hands directly. We ask them to take it just by keeping there. That is our tradition. But nowadays, many of these girls, youth, they are giving shake hands, they are handing over the glasses or vessels or anything, whatever they like, without any sort of these traditional ideas in their mind and behavior. In the marriage, Vara takes the hand of Vadhu and takes her to the Vedic altar, Yajna Vedika. Athainam Uttaraya Dakshine Haste Gruhitva Agnimapyaniya, like that mantra goes on. There they do prathana homas at that yajna altar, Vedic altar. Thus, to hold the right hand of Vadhu is considered as Pani Grahana. Janaka Maharaja, at the time of offering Sita Mata to Sri Rama, says like this: Iyam Sita Mama Suta Chaye Vanugata Tava Praticha Chainam Padram Te Panim Gruhnishva Panina. So, by holding the hand, the marriage would be celebrated. They consider that to be marriage is celebrated. The priests of both Vara and Vathu recite the pravara of their gotras of Vara and Vathu. At the time of Kanyadana, bride's father washes the feet of Vara, considering him to be the incarnation of, to be the form of Sri Lakshmi Narayana. Lakshmi Narayana Swarupa Vara, he says, and worships with the mantras as follows. Sri Lakshmi Narayana Swarupaya Varaya Idam Asanam, Idam Arkyam, Idam Padyam, Idam Madhuparkam. Thus he offers. Namo Swanantaya Sahasramurtaye Sahasra Padakshi Siroru Bhakave Sahasranamne Purushaya Shasvate Sahasra Koti Yugatharine Namaha. While offering ahutis in yajna, we say Agnaye idam namama, Indraya idam namama, Varunaya idam namama, like that we say. While donating, that is while doing any sort of yagas, we say follow these verdicts only. While giving any danas to others also, we say in the same way, Tupyamaham dadami, and also say namama. But at the time of Kanyadana, the father offers his daughter's hand to Vara, but never says namama. He says Tupyamaham dadami, but never says namama, because even after marriage, she is their daughter only. She remains their daughter, though they have offered it to him for as wife and for giving birth to children and enlarging, that is prolonging their dynasty and cooperating in all dharmika karikramas and to lead happy married life. Even then, she is their daughter only. So at the time of Kanyadana, they say certain slokas. Kanyam Kanaka Sampannam Kanakabharanair Yutam Dasyami Vishnave Tupyam. Vishnave, they are saying, that is, you are Vishnu Swarupa, so I am giving. Why the father of a girl is offering his daughter's hand to Vara? Brahmaloka Jigishaya, with the desire of attaining Brahmaloka. Kanyam Kanaka Sampannam Kanaka Paranair Yutam Dasyami Vishnave Tupyam Brahmaloka Jigishaya Kanye Mamagrato Bhuyaha Kanye me Devi Parshvayoh Kanye me Sarvato Bhuyaha Twaddanan Mokshamapnuyam Vishwamphara Sarvabhuta Sakshinyaha Sarvadevataha Imam Kanyam Pradasyami Pitrunam Taranaya Vai Kanyam Salankrutam Sadhvim Sushila Sudhimate Prayatoham Prayachami Dharma Kamartha Siddhaye. So by doing Kanyadana, he gets moksha, liberation. They want to do Kanyadana with the desire of acquiring Brahmaloka. Also they say Dasha Purvesham Dasha Aparesham, and including himself, his dynasty, 21 generations would get salvation by doing Kanyadana. That is the greatness of this Kanyadana. And also this is Pitrunam Tarana Yavai, to make the ancestors, forefathers, cross their lokas and reach higher and higher lokas. So after the marriage is over, the priest ties the uttariya of Vara and the pallu of the sari of Vadhu with a knot. That is called as Brahmamudi, the knot made by Lord Brahma, God Brahmadeva. The knot of Brahmadeva, that signifies that this tie, this marital bond is done by God, and here these people are implementing. So that is Brahmamudi, which can never be taken out by any human beings. It is only Brahma who got the power to separate them just by taking one of their lives after spending full span of life. So tato vadhuvara chelam chalayo suvarna phala sahitam uttarena anuvakena brahma granthim grathnati yogakshemasya kluptyai. So for the safety of Vadhu and Vara, to make them Mithuna, Mithuna means Janta, to make them Santanavanta, for bringing Patnitva with the wish that both should together perform yajnas, thus with so many Shubha Kamanas, well-being, well-wishes, the priest tells mantras, Yo Vaitam Brahmano Veda, Amrutena Vrutam Purim, Tasmai Brahmacha Brahmacha, Ayu Kirtim Prejam Daduhu, Brahma Granthi Muhurta Sumuhurtostu. So with this mantra, the priest puts the knot. That knot remains till she enters into mother-in-law's house. So with that Brahmamudi, both Vara and Vadhu have to enter into Vara's house. Another important event in the marriage is Lajala Homa. While reciting the mantras, Vadhu is asked to press the Sannikallu stone, Sannikallu Rahi we say, which is also considered as auspicious as that of Gauri Mata. Atishtenam ashmanam ashmenatvam stira bhava apitishta prutanyataha sahasva prutanayataha. Vara and Vadhu take a decision that they also will be as strong as that of this stone and stay firm even whatever events occur, incidents occur to them in life. So in Lajala Homa, bride's brother also participates and Vara gives him cloths and honors Vara and honors him. Then Vara keeps Pelalu, we say the fried rice in the hands of Vadhu, that is his wife. Then taking those Pelalu, Lajalu, fried rice in the hand, she has to go round that fire, Vedic altar. So she goes around the fire and offers them to Agnihotra. After going round once, she has to offer them into the fire. So, wishing the long life of her husband, she pours those lajalu into the fire. Wife and husband perform homa and pray God Aryama, then Surya Bhagavan through Agnideva. They pray Agnideva first, offer lajalu to Agnihotra. Then afterwards, they offer these lajalu into Agnihotra to hand him over to Aryama and Surya Bhagavan. Both Vadhu and Vara take hands full of water and offer Arghya. They take water like this and offer Arghya to Saptarshis and specially to Arundhati Mata and Vasishta with such mantras. For all Saptarshis, with mantras taking their name, they offer Arghyas. Kashyapotri Bharadvajo Vishwamitrotha Gautamaha Vasishto Jamadagnischa Saptaite Rushayaha Tatha. Patni Sahita Sapta Rushibhyo Namaha Idamarkyam Samarpayamaha. So we have to offer like that. Then Arundhati Mahadevi Vasishta Priya Bhamini Dampatyoh Rakshanarthaya Idamarkyam Dadamyaham. So praying Vasishta Maharshi along with Arundhati, they offer this Arghya Pradana. Now, next item is Thali Paka, we say Thali Pakwa. Thali Paka is another important event in marriage. In Thali Paka, the Vathu cooks rice for the first time after her marriage, and both wife and husband perform homa and offer this rice, this cooked rice with cow ghee mixed into it to all the gods. This makes it clear that the Vathu, as soon as the marriage is celebrated, started to cooperate her husband in doing Daiva Karyas and Yajnas. But they think ordinarily human beings, because they are not aware of this secret of this Salipaka, they think that in mother's house, she is cooking for the last time. So then onwards, after going into in-laws house, she has to cook there. So at the time of marriage, she is cooking for the last time into in the marriage, considering that to be as if she is cooking at her mother's house. But that's not true. After marriage, for the first time, she is cooking to cooperate her husband to do yajna yagadi karmas. So that is the secret of and significance and auspiciousness of Salipaka. Now, another important event is Nagavalli. In Nagavalli, Vara puts mattelu, we call a sort of round silver round rings, we say, round silver rings to the second finger of both the feet. And also he puts the black beads, we say, nalla pusalu. So black beads chain also he puts over her neck. Those black beads should be put into thread by unmarried girls, kanyas we say. So even that black beads will be put into the thread by kanyas, and that would be tied over the neck again with 3 knots by Vara to Vathu. So the silver rings of feet stimulate the nervous system there, the nerves there, by which her uterus will be protected. Her mind gets peace and becomes cool and pleasant, and she could control her feelings and gets dignified behavior. By wearing the chain of black beads, she will be protected from evil sight. Naradrushti dosha will be removed by black beads. Black beads remove the defect of even serpents, sarpa dosha or naga dosha we say. Black color is the favorite color of Senaishchara, Senidevata. So by wearing them, she will not have any Senidoshas. So in the marriage celebration, they make the Vathu and Vara play a sort of spectacle or show called as Parvati Parameswara Sallapa. This is also called as Prathana Anguliyaka Veduka. The priest tells Vara and Vathu that he will drop the golden ring into a container full of water. Whoever takes the ring first, their words wins, and the other partner would listen to their words in life, throughout the life. That is just a sort of play. For taking that ring, both keep their hands into that pot. Their mutual touch of hands creates intimacy, and what sort of fear exists in the mind of both are the girl particularly, that will be decreased. It decreases. In the Vivaha Mahotsava, sprinkling of Vasanta, handing over of Vathu to Vara and his family members, Appagintalu, we say. But prior to that, Appagintalu, Bomma Appagintalu will be done. So a small toy will be handed over to, actually that toy would be played as if a sort of play they play. The Vara says, I have to, that is, they consider that toy to be their son or daughter, their child. So he says, I have to go to office. So you take care of this girl, baby. Then she says, I have to cook at kitchen. So please you just take care of our baby. Like that, they say a few times, and then they hand over the care and taking care of this child to Vara's sister. We call as Adabadichu, sister-in-law to her. So she says, will you give me a padiyavu, that is a cow, milky cow with calf, or will you give your daughter to my son? They say, we will give both. We will give padiyavu to you, a milky cow we will give you. And also after in due course of time, when we get a daughter, we will give our daughter to your son in marriage. So like that, all this is for to develop intimacy and relationship. And in those days, they used to celebrate such marriages also. So this Bomma Pagintalu is very important. And afterwards, Dampati Tambulams. This Vara and Vathu sit on a cot and they give tambulas to Dampatis, to wife and husbands. So the Vara keeps the tambula in the hands of Vathu. Vathu puts Bindu and offers Pasupu and all and gives to the hands of that lady. So thus Vara Vathu, they give Dampati Tambulams. The most important events of Vivaha Kratu are Snatakotsava for the Vara and Gauri Puja to Vathu. The male marriage people, they celebrate Snataka and then marriage takes place. In Snatakotsava, the Vara takes permission from his parents to go to Kashi and study further, to do further studies. He says, Aham Kashim Gamishyami. Then the bride's brother comes there and requests him that he should marry his sister and become a Gruhastha. The Brahmachari accepts for that. Thus, then he leaves the idea of going to Kashi. From there, he stops and then comes back to the Vathu's house because that brother-in-law holds the hand of Vara and takes him. So, that is very important and a sort of amusement incident. The Vathu will be given Gauri mantra by the priest for the first time in her life without any bijaksharas. He just gives only Gauri, the name of Gauri as mantra, just adding pranava to that. She worships Mangala Gauri Devi while chanting that mantra with kunkuma and worshipping with kunkuma and doing japa of that mantra, she should do for a lengthy time, as long that is as much long time she does this Gauri Puja, that favor of Gauri Mata would come to her and longevity would be given to her husband. So this Kunkuma Puja, Gauri Puja should be done at least for more than half an hour or 45 minutes continuously, or even if more than 1 hour if time permits for them. So, and while doing this Gauri Puja and Japa, she should never talk with anyone. She should not get her mind disturbed and deviated, because the longevity and of her husband and happy life of her depends upon her this Gauri mantra japa and puja. Now, as last event of marriage, the bride will be handed over to her husband and all the family members, members of his family, mother, father, sisters, brothers, whoever are there, only family members. Then at that time, her father hands over her hand to them with a certain mantra. Father holds the holds both the hands like this of that girl, and he puts her hands on a plate where milk is there. Milk would be poured. So with that milky hands, he keeps her hands into the hands of Vara first, and then his mother, father, mother, sisters, brothers, and all. Ashtavarsha bhavet kanya putravat palita maya idanim tava dasyami dattam snehena palaya. The mother of Vathu keeps rice, green gram, and a root called Kandapilaka in the upper garment of Vathu, puts a knot, and that would be tied to the waist of Vathu while sending her to her in-laws house. So rice is for peace of mind, green grams for coolness and calmness, sublimity. And this Kandapilaka indicates that her dynasty should develop well, just as this one Kandapilaka gives birth to innumerable such Kandapilaka, such sprouts. So behind all the events of Vivaha Samskara, there are several scientific reasons and auspicious spiritual inner meanings are there, and well-being of human beings and intimacy of wife and husband, the couple, all are existing. So Vivaha is a kratu. It is a yajna. It is a very pious activity. It is not just a celebration. It is also a celebration. In fact, all people are aware of the procedure of marriage and all the events. But antararthas of those events, the meanings of mantras should be known particularly and specially. There are still more incidents are there, yet as far as possible, within 1 hour, just I have given time to speak in 1 hour, but we are of course getting more time because one more day we could get. So I try to explain only a few incidents. More than this, there are some other mantras, there are some more incidents which are also equally important. So I will now just mention what all events are there in the marriage sequence. So according to which, what are items are to be celebrated as the marriage festival. So I will just give a gist of it and then we can stop here. It is said, Kanya Varayate Rupam, Mata Vittam, Pita Shrutam, Bantavaha Kulamichanti, Mristannam Itare Janaha. The Kanya, the bride, always wants her husband to be handsome, beautiful. Then Mata, the mother, desires that the Vara and their family should be rich so that the girl would not suffer after entering into their house, because sufficient money, if it is there, life can be led happily. But father, he knows the greatness of study and intelligence and wise thinking. Proper discriminative power would be developed only by education. So the father considers Shrutam. He thinks that the Vara should be well educated and well cultured. But Banthava, all other relatives, Mristanam, they are interested only in eating very good, tasty food, a good feast. They say what sort of good items, how tasty they are, which are offered. So this is the nature normal. Now, what all events of marriage occur in sequence in the order, I will just tell. The first one is Sankalpa, to do the marriage of a girl and a boy. The parents of both should have the idea. They should get the intention that Sankalpa, that they should do marriage to their son or daughter. Then second point is Kanya Varana, searching for a bride and similarly searching for a bridegroom. Then third point is keeping Sumuhurtas for Nishchaya Tambula and Vivaha. Nishchaya Tambula is nowadays called as engagement. Then Vivaha, marriage, to get the Lagna Patrika written by Daivagnyas. Then fourth point is both the parties to sit together in the presence of a Madhyavarti, a middle person who is connected with both, and discuss about the procedure of marriage as to how to do the marriage, because customs and the way of celebrating any sort of rituals depend upon the tradition, Vamsha Paramparya, depending upon the Prantiya Vedas. So they should be discussed and discussed before the marriage is celebrated, so that any misfeelings will not arise at the time of doing. Mostly the Vara's family tradition should be followed by Vadhu's parents, because this girl has to go to their family. So Vara's family custom should be followed and observed. Mostly both will be similar. Now, fifth point is, after the marriage is fixed and the date is decided, whitewashing of the house and decorating the house with muggulu, we say. Then we have with colors, paintings and all. So that whitewashing is an auspicious incident which indicates that any good event is going to take place in the house. Now, sixth point is to take Nishchaya Tambulas. In the olden days, only mother and father used to go, Vara's mother and father used to go to Vathu's house and do this Nishchaya Tambula Puja and all. But nowadays, they are celebrating like festival in front of all public relatives and all. And even Vara and Vathu are present. In the olden days, Vara and Vathu never used to go. Now, after that, seventh point is worship Vinayaka and to tie Mudupu, Vinayaka Puja, and then Mudupu we say, Mudupu Kattuta we say in our Telugu. Now, eighth point is to start the works of marriage, to bring turmeric and kunkuma to the house. The first work they have to do is to bring pasupu kunkuma into the house, and then they have to start doing any work. Now, ninth one is printing of wedding cards. 10th is works to be done immediately or inviting gods to come to the marriage. First, they offer this card to Kuladevatas, then Ishtadevatas to desired gods. And they should pray that God should come to the marriage and bless them. So, thus, they have to give the wedding cards to gods. Now, 11th point is to start inviting relatives and friends one by one. Now, 12th point is to do Mangala Snanas and to make the girl and boy ready for marriage. To do Peliguduku, Pelikuturu, we say. And Pasupu Danchatamu, we say. To grind turmeric seeds, all Muttaiduvilu, the ladies will do this and then give Mangala Harati to that girl or boy, keeping them in on a pita or something. They have to do in front of them. Now, 13th point is on the marriage day to do Mangala Snana, to do as bride and bridegroom. Pelikuturu, Peligudukuni Cheyatamu antam manam. So, 14th, to arrange for Vididi for bridegroom's party. 15th is Yedurkolu. Before they come, the Vara, along with his parents and all relatives, comes to the Vididi Gruha, to that place where that marriage is going to be celebrated. So before they come, this Vathu's parents, relatives and all, they should be there readily with all Pasupu, Kunkuma, Mangaladravya's flowers, then flower garlands, water to wash the feet of Vara, his mother and father, then sister, Adapadachu. And then Mangala Harati. With all these items, they should be ready there to receive them. The moment they come there, they have to receive them and do all this. Even that is traditional custom and Veduka also. Then 16th point is showing them the Vididi rooms and to make them get settled there and then arranging for breakfast. Now 17th is the priest should start the events with Vinayaka Puja by both the parents of Vara and Vathu. 18th is Raksha Bandhana. 19th is Nandi Devata Puja, Pitru Devata Puja. And now 28th Samavartana or Snatakotsava, all these would be done by Vara, their Vara and his parents. Then 21st point is Kashi Yatra. 22nd is Kanyavarana. Now Sadasya. 23rd is Sadasya Varapuja. There both the parties people sit side opposite to each other. On one side, Vara, his mother, father, sisters, brothers, and all relatives will sit. On another side, another. This Vara and Vatu parties. And then Vara Puja would be done there. Then Lagna Patrika will be read by the priest, both the priests. First Vatus and then Varas. And inviting mutually for marriage for the parties. So they invite all of them with words by reading this Lagna Patrika. The priest reads. Then Vara's mother invites all ladies, Vathu's mother first, and then like that, his father, her father, mutually, both of them they do. Then Panakapu Bindelu, they say at that time only the jaggery would be mixed in water with a little black beets, seeds powder, and also ilachi powder and all for taste. And they offer it to all who are present there. That Panakapu Bindelu would be handed over later to Vara's sisters, Adapadichalu. Then 24th point is priest makes the parents of both the parties to do Vinayaka Puja and with Sankalpa once again. Then 25th is Gauri Mantra would be given to Vathu and make her worship Gauri Mata. Gauri Puja here. Then 26th is Gotra Pravara Patana. Vara's parents and relatives, near relatives, come to the place where Vathu is doing Mangala Gauri Puja. There they come and both the priests would be there and both of them read the Pravara of both the lineage. Then 27th is Uttara Jenchas and Patu to be given to Vara by Vathu's parents. Then 28th is again Vara Puja on the dayas. Then Madhuparka would be given to him. 30th is Kanyadana. Kanyadana would be done. Now 31st point is Lagnastaka Patana. Then Terasella we say, Addutera we say, that would be held by girls or some others on both the sides. From that moment onwards, till the Jira Jaggery paste would be kept over the heads, that Terasella would be there and Vara and Vathu should not see mutually all that time. Then 32nd is Sumuhurta, Churnika, Jira Jaggery paste. Then 33 is Vathu Vara Samikshanam. To see, both of them should see into their opposite person's eyes. Then 34th is Yuga Chidra Abhisheka, Yuga Chidra, which we have already spoken. 35th is Madhuparka Vastras and coming with Jyotis. As per custom, 9 Jyotis in each plate, thus Varas and Vathu's side. So 18 Jyotis would be kept and with flowers and with Talambralu with Mangala Sutra kept in coconut plate. Thus all these would be brought along with bride. Then Mangala Sutra Dharana. Then after that Yoktra Dharana. Akshata Aropana, Talambralu, Veduka. Then Pushpamala Dharana. Both Vara and Vathu put this Pushpamala, Karpuramala, Chandanamala, etc. sandalwood garlands also over the head of each other. First Pushpamala would be put over the neck by Vara and Vathu mutually. Then other garlands. Then 40th point is Brahma Mudi, the knot of Brahma. Then Raksha Bandhana. Then Pani Grahana. Then Prathana Homas. Then Saptapadi. Then Sannikallu Rai, the stone Sannikallu. Then Lajala Homa. then Nagavalli, next Dhruva Nakshatra Darshana, Arundhati Nakshatra Darshana, Arghya Pradana. Then 50th point is Thali Paka. Then 51 Sadasyam, Veda Pathanam and Mahadashir Vachanam. Kanapathis come there and they recite Vedic mantras and bless the couple and all other people present there. Then they, both the parents of Vara and Vathu should do Bhuri Dakshinas along with Vastras to the Brahmins, those Panditas, and then take their blessings by saluting them. Mahadashirvachana it is called as. Then Sesha Homa should be done. Then Palahara Pallalu, we say the plates with 5 varieties or 3 varieties of sweets and salt would be given by Vathu's mother to Vara's Mathu and sister-in-law. Then 54th point is Alakapanupu. It is a sort of Veduka. Nakabali, Kotnalu they say. Then marriage feast, Pelli Bhojanalu. Great feast would be given to all who come there. Then 57th point is Bhujam Bantulu, we say, playing with flowers. Both Vara and Vathu play with this flower ball, and the relatives will sit both the sides and encourage this Vara and Vathu to play. Then 58th is Parvati Parameswara Sallapa. Then 59th is Bhujam Bantulu, they say that would be over. They at that time only this Parvati Parameswara Sallapa only, that's the ring which would be put in the jar or somewhere with water would be taken out. Even that is a sort of play that is to be done there. Then 59th point is Bomma Pagintalu, handing over the small toy. Then Dampati Tambulas. Next, normal Appagintalu, handing over the Vathu to Vara and Vara's family. Then 62nd point is Nadikattu, we say, that Kandapilaka and all. Then her mother, that is Vathu's mother, puts Chalimidi and Vodibiyamu into the lap of that Vathu. That then Sare Pradana, they have to give Sare to her. Along with Vathu, they have to send Sare to Vara's house so that this Sare would be distributed among all the relatives and neighbors and friends and all. Then Drishtadosha Parihara Kriya, that is Dishtitiyatamu, we say, they have to remove the Drishtidosha to both Vara and Vathu. Then next point is bride entering into Vara's Vididi Gruha. Vididi Gruha Pravesha, she does first. Because it takes time to enter into the house of Vara, immediately they just celebrate this Vididi Gruha Pravesha occasion also. Then 65th is a real Gruha Pravesha. Along with her husband, she enters into his house, the house of Vara. And along with that girl, 2 couple, either younger father Babai, we say Chinnana, and his wife Pinni Babai, or Menatta, or Menamama and wife, or Menatta and her husband. Any 2 couple have to accompany this girl because all members would be new to her. So her persons should be there along with her to make her feel happy. Then after she enters into Vara's house, the next day, next one is Satyanarayana Vrata Acharana. They have to do this Satyanarayana Vrata, bride and bridegroom together. Then 67th is Bhojanalu. Once again, good feast should be provided by Vara's parents to Vathu's parents and relatives. So then next point is 3 days sleep at the house of Vara, bridegroom. Then 69th point is 3 days sleep at bridegroom's bride's house. 3 days here in bridegroom's house and next 3 days at bride's house. Then 70th is the first samskara among Shodasa samskaras starts now after this marriage on that night of the first night of the stay at Vadhu's house. Then Garbhadhana Samskara we say. Then 71st is to give Vodibiyamu to that girl and send Vadhu to her in-laws house for residing there permanently. So seeing a good auspicious Muhurta, this Vodibiyamu should be given to her along with Chalamili and sent her. Then 72nd is 16th day festival, Padahar Rojula Pandaga we say. So for all these 16 days, the bride and bridegroom will be enjoying happily, freely moving, and the bride will not do any sort of work in in-laws house, and she would be treated as Maharani, and then happily they move to develop intimacy among both of them. Then after the 16 days festival only, the bride starts doing work at bridegroom's house, at her own house. Then the 16 days festival would be celebrated by both the parties, mother and father of both the Vara and Vadhu. And then the Mangala Sutras, which are tied at the time of marriage separately, they would be put into one thread. And if they wish into golden chain also, they can keep along with turmeric mixed normal thread. So now next point is Vadhu and Vara start to lead very happy married life along with Vara's parents at their residence. Here ends the marriage samskara and Gruhasthasrama Dharma Palana starts. Now, by just listening to all these points, 73 or 75 events of this marriage, all of us can guess and know what is to be taught in connection with this, what is taught in connection with these points, and what all we have to do as the marriage celebration. So all of us are aware of it. All of you are also aware of all the procedure of marriage. Only these are the points which are to be just, which are given only just to remind you of the sequence of events. Then the inner meanings and essence of the important events and all the mantras recited by the priests at marriage time, they are to be known by each and every one. And I think you have understood at least a few incidents which I have explained. And there are still more incidents and more mantras which all of you try to know in future by going through the Shastras. Now this Vivaha Samskara is completed and we can end this here. Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanebhya Subhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Now, last samskara is 16th samskara. It is Antyeshti samskara. The last rites and last samskara out of Shodasa samskaras is Antyeshti. Antya means at the end, last, and Ishti means Yaga or Kratu. Antyeshti samskara is the last rites performed by the elders and along with his wife and along with his younger brothers and their wives to his mother or father, mother and father, when they leave their bodies and go away. This is the last rites done to Jiva on this earth. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvan janma mritasya cha. One who is born has to die, and those who die have to take birth once again until they attain moksha. Every person or every living being has to take birth according to their karma phala, for whom this Antyeshti samskara would be done according to Shastra. Their dynasty grows well and good occurs to their santana. And this jiva also, without any difficulty, can go wherever he has to go according to his karma phalas. For whom this Antyeshti samskara is not done properly, for them it becomes very difficult to go to Uttamalokas. The 60,000 sons of Sagara Chakravarti could not go to Uttamalokas as they were burnt to ashes by the anger of Kapila Maharshi. Then later, when Bhagiratha brought heavenly Ganges, Ganga Mata, to the earth, and Ganga Mata flew over the ashes, they could go to heaven. It is the duty of the son to perform the last rites, that is the Aurtvadaihika karmas, to his parents, mother and father, whoever leave the body. So, and then onwards, every year to celebrate Shraddha Karma on that tithi, and to do Pinda Pradhana in Gaya, and if possible to do Pinda Pradhanas at Brahma Kapala. All these are, that is Brahma Kapala Talakananda at Badarinath Kshetra. These are the duties of a son. So he should do all these. More important than these, than celebrating, than doing these karmas, is to listen to the words of parents and to do whatever they say. This is much more important. So by doing these three works, a son is called as a son. Putra becomes worthy of the name Putra. Put Nama Narakat Trayati, Punnama Narakat Trayata iti Putraha, they say. The three duties to be performed by a son, by a good son, by all the sons are जीवतो वाक्यकरणात् प्रत्यब्धिः भूरि भोजनात् गयायां पिण्डदानेन त्रिभिः पुत्रस्य पुत्रता. So the seed sprouts, becomes a plant, it grows, branches come to it, it becomes a tree. Then for so many years it gives fruits and flowers and leaves, etc. Gives shadow to, it gives shadow to others. In due course of time, the leaves become grey. Slowly the leaves fall down, the branches, stem, and the whole tree also slowly decays, dies away, dries away. This is normal to all living beings also. We all get Shadbhava Vikaras. Asti Jayate Varthate Viparinamate Apakshiyate Vinashyati. So it is inevitable. We should try to live full span of life, told in Veda, given in Vedas, doing righteous deeds and with pious feelings and activities. Our kartavya karmas we should do with all soul and mind, keeping righteous behavior, righteous thoughts. Without interest for the work, for the fruit of the works, offering the works, the fruits of the works to God, we should do the works, our duties. We should always be ever ready to leave this body and go away when the call comes from God. Rabindranath Tagore said, when death comes and knocks at my door, I will set my guest with the vessel full of my life. Having spent the whole life with Satyanishta and Dharmanishta and Dharmacharana, doing Kartavya karmas, worshipping Agnihotra, or a Sathaka at the end of his life, praise Sun God and Fire God like this. Krutam Smara, Krato Smara. Oh God, you know everything. Please remember my deeds. Please lead me to Uttama Lokas when I leave this body. So people say the greatest fear in this world is of Mrityu Bhaya, which is inevitable. Why should we be afraid of that? So wise people never get frightened for death. For Dharmika persons, there is no death at all. In fact, the death is only to the Upati and not to the soul. Ajo Nitya Shasvatoyam Purano na Hanyate Hanyamane Sharire. Now actually Shariram we say Shiryata iti Shariram, Dahyata iti Deham. The body withers away. The body, the Deha is to be burnt. This is inevitable. So it is natural occurrence. What we have to do is to lead the life according to Shastra. In the olden days, they used to leave the body not with any sort of diseases, but with yoga. Willingly, they used to leave their body and go away to higher levels, lokas. Yogenante tanu tyajam. That would be possible by doing our duties properly, leading the dharmika way of life here. Thus, when one leaves the body, how to purify that body and the jiva that existed in that body is well explained in Gruhya Sutras of all Dharma Sutras and Gruhya Sutras, Dharma Shastras, and it is also very well explained in Mahagaruda Purana in detail. All these details regarding who and what sort of karmas have to be done, what sort of lokas are there, in which path, what sort of jivas are being carried away by them here on earth, what sort of anchya karmas, in what method, and how many days the karmas were to be performed, and by whom, and the procedure of all these karmas to be done every month on that tithi, and samvatsarikas, and every year shraddha karmas, all these are explained in that Garuda Mahapurana and in all Gruhya Sutras and Dharma Shastra Granthas. They are all well explained. So many varieties of narakas are there. Naraka, bathas are explained, and also the paths by which pious souls would be brought to Naraka. From there, they would be sent to Divya Lokas. Everyone must read Garuda Mahapurana to know about the gatis of jiva and karmas to be done here on earth to get higher lokas, etc. When children sense that their mother or father is going to die within a short while, then what sort of vratas, danas should be done, should be given, and ahutis to be offered, all are well explained there. So the children should take care of, and immediately when the life will not leave that body, either mother or father, the children should make them perform these rites and make them to give danas by hand. So that is foremost important duty of sons, elder son and all children. So such ahutis, when children do like this, then parents can get, the souls can get easily enter into higher lokas, uttama lokas, and the dynasty will be increased for these children, and their lives would be very happy, mutual happiness would be there. So all these ahutis should be made to offer by parents, by children. All these are well explained in Shastras. So after death, the body should be purified with mantras, and Antima Yatra starts in front of all the relatives and friends. All are aware of what is to be done on all these days and how many days the Ashaucha remains to whomever, depending upon the relationship. How to give good food on 12th day to all relatives, to get Brahmana Ashirvachana, to do Udaka Shanti on 13th day, etc. All these are well explained in Shastras. So they are all in practice. So everybody are aware of it. Even Garuda Mahapurana spoke about the Mahima, greatness of Sriman Narayana, and the methods to reach them, reach him, reach Paramatma. We all should lead a very pious and righteous life here, following all samskaras and Shastra verdicts, and reach Godhood after leaving this body. Swasti. Swasti for samskaras and swasti for today.
ఓకే నమస్కారం అండి,
Namaskar.
ధన్యవాదములు. Can we ask a few questions from the chat?
Yes, certainly.
Seemantam done only in respect of first pregnancy?
First, no, for all pregnancies, Seemantam can be done. Pumsavana is to be done only for first pregnancy. Seemantam for all pregnancies to be done.
Samskaram of, okay. Is it Pumsavanam is still in practice?
very rarely it is there in priest families. It is still there because it's very important for them to give birth to male child, because that paurohitya, it should come vamshaparamparya. So it is there in most orthodox families. In the olden days, it was there in all families, but nowadays many of us, we are not doing that. In fact, the girls who are coming as daughter-in-laws in the olden days, they just used to have so much regard, respect, and they used to follow the words of elders. Nowadays, the girls are very independent and they never obey. So the parents also are not coming forward to do such prakriyas.
Okay, explain the significance of wife supporting husband in life, taking his left side only.
Why left side? That may be the doubt. The
No,
wife,
no.
yes. In our custom, Krishna Yajurveda Shakha, Apastamba Sutras, ours mostly. And then for others also, except for Rigveda, for all other Vedic people, the people who follow other Dharma Shastras, the wife should always remain left to her husband while doing such religious righteous works. But only rarely I also mentioned, once or twice the wife has to sit at the right side. Left side only she stays mostly because our heart stays, they say our heart stays at left side, and husband always keeps his wife in his heart. That is, he gives so much of love, respect, and regard, and obeys her words and shows his love for her, affection for her. So the wife remains there. And in fact, this is outside explanation. The real traditional spiritual meaning behind the wife staying at the left side of husband is Ardhanariswara Tattva. Parameswara, God Shiva, Parvati Mata, she once this Iswara, sportively he said that Parvati Mata, Gauri Devi is, Gauri means Parvati Devi, Sati Devi is of slight black color. She is of our normal color at the first originally, though she is Tripura Sundari. Yet then Shiva just sportively said Nallapilla, oh black girl. Then immediately Parvati Mata, because she is the most considered Pativrata, ideal for all devatas and human beings. So the idea came into her mind immediately that the beauty which is the color which is not liked by her husband should leave her body and go away. So she also wanted to become as white as that of her husband, Suddha Spatika Mani Nipha, the pure white like crystal. So she did a very hard penance, and by the power of her penance, the blackness of the color of her body, she removed and made it another, that is her representative, and gave the name as Kaishika or Kaushika, they say at some other Puranas. Kaishika means black color. She became a divine goddess again, an Amsha of Parvati Mata. Then this Parvati Mata, Sati Devi, she shone with luster, brightness, and then onward she is called as Gauri, Gauravarna, means white color. Then immediately God Shiva appeared before her, and he is very much pleased by the devotion and wish of this Parvati, his wife, and he offered half of his body for her. So then onwards, Parvati Mata started staying on the left side, completely left side of Shiva, and only right side of Shiva is of his form. So both Shiva and Parvati, Bhava and Bhavani, they say, both these together became one. So the ideal is the wife and husband should be, though appearing differently as two bodies, they should be one. So Ardhanariswara Tattva is to be understood and followed by all the couple. So the left part is given to wife. So she stays at left side because husband's left part is she herself. So she has to stay at left side while doing religious works.
Okay. Does our Vedas, Sanatana Dharma, Shwada Samskaras allowed to give dowry to bridegroom? If it is so, why?
It's not dowry in the middle days. It started Kanya Sulka dominating, and then this dowry started dominating Varasulka. It is not at all there in any shastras. They never asked anybody to either give or take money. But the only thing is this developed a sort of custom pattern because the Vara and Vara's parents also have to spend so much money and energy and time. And this Vadhu's parents also have to spend similarly. So both of them have to bear whatever they have to do. Shastra has divided. In fact, these Karchulu, we say, this spending money also, the Sannai Medamu videos or photos, etc. If at all. In the olden days, photos were not at all there, but Sannai Medamu was there. That is to be born by Vara's parents. And then Vara's parents should be given food and all by Vathu's parents first at the time of marriage because they are coming to their house. Then Vathu's parents come to Vara's house. Their Vara's parents have to give food to them because they are coming to their house. So they are guests. So whoever have to do whatever duties they have to do. Dowry is not there. In fact, in our Shastras, it developed later on only with the intention that the parents also will be lot of love for their daughter. So with love and affection, for the sake of the safety of their daughter, they give some gold to her, gold or money, whatever may it be. So if any necessity occurs in her life, in their life, in the olden days, money was not at all there. Sometimes any sort of necessity may come. At that time, she can use these ornaments and they can sustain till they earn money again. So it is only the wish, with will and wish, they can give. Even mother, whatever money they are giving, in fact, suppose they are giving, these Vara's parents are returning again in the form of ornaments and clothes to her only. In fact, I think Vara's parents are spending much more money than Vathu's parents.
Okay. Since black beads are so sacred, can a young unmarried girl also wear a black bead chain?
No.
We wear it for babies.
Never. For babies, it is different. Unmarried girls should never, in fact, no others. Nobody should wear any black beads or black symptoms or black bindu. Keeping black bottu is a very bad sign. Only at Aparakarma time, only when mother or father, mother-in-law or father-in-law leave the body and go away for those 10 days, the women have to keep that black without this kunkuma. Then also Sindura they can keep, they should never leave. Only here on forehead, black bottu they have to keep. But unmarried girls should never wear black beads, chains or something. For small children, babies, newly born children till 1 year, we keep black bottu, chadu that is called as, and then Bugachukka also we say the black spot to ward off the ill sight. Drishti dosha pariharartham only. So that is auspicious only for boy or girl babies, not for grown-up girls. Black is considered to be bad omen because black is darkness. Darkness means ignorance, ajnana. So we have to invite jnana and never ajnana. That is the significance behind that.
Okay, Shashtabdi Purti and Shatabdi Purti, Shatabdekha. An extension of Vivaha? Is it an extension? No. Shashyabdi Purti.
Yes, yes. At the time of attaining 60 years of husband and wife, they should do a sort of Shanti karma. Then Mrutyunjaya japas, homas and all. So our Shastra says after marriage, when the person gets 60 years, half of the span of life would be completed there. Till that time, he would be very healthy and happy. After 60 years, the Jara starts to come there and occupy his body. Jara means old age. So at the age of 60 years, when 60 enters or completes, then they have to do certain Shanti pujas and Shanti karmas, then Dasadanas or Dwadasha danas, then if possible Godana also, then all this Mrutyunjaya mantra japa, nakshatra japa, then yajnas and all, to bring the uh, power and vigor, health and longevity to the person. So it is a must. It can be celebrated as if a marriage, but that's not marriage. That is the righteous deeds, religious works which they are, that is praying the gods, offering danas, offering oblations to gods to please them, and giving danas to others and feeding. They should give food to all the relatives, friends, and others, and all working people and all, so that the span of life would be increased with full health. So with that intention they do, but they at the end they celebrate as if it is like marriage. Once again, they just put over the garlands, each wife and husband, that's all. Nothing more than that. And the children have to celebrate this Shashti Purti Utsava to mother and father. And children have to bow down to their parents and get their blessings. Then
Okay.
55 years also, they have to do once again, because 3/4 of the span of life would be completed. So they have to once again strengthen their body and mind and revive their health. So they have to celebrate that. Then after completing 81 years, Sahasra Chandra Darshana also they celebrate. Shastra said to celebrate, to give strength and health to the body. They do all these similarly. All yajnas, all yagas, all Surya Aradhana, Surya Namaskaras, giving dakshinas, bhuri dakshinas to Brahmins. All these would be done. It is there in Shastras.
Is marriage destiny or choice? If what does it mean when someone marries multiple times? Is it not destiny?
Multiple times means his buddhi is Vakra buddhi. He is not at all following our Shastra. In fact, destiny is there. Even then, God has given the power to decide oneself to all human beings, not to all living creatures. Only to human beings, God has given will, uh, power to do whatever he wishes according to his will and wish, according to his discriminative power. So if he is doing marriages 2 times, 3 times, 4 times means that is not given in Shastra. But in Shastra, it is given that if wife or husband, both, it is there in Shastra. If any of them, suppose by Duradrishta, by bad luck, happen to leave the body when they are still in youth, not even reaching middle age. After crossing middle age, they never do marriage second time. Before that age, suppose even for girls, it is given in Shastra that she can be, if she wishes, she can do second marriage. Boys, male person have to marry, they said in Shastra. Suppose they get children, they have children. If they do not have children, man has to marry. If they got children, then also man has to marry, because wife and husband should sit and celebrate this Upanayana and Vivaha samskaras to their children. So it is given in Shastra, Shastra Vihitam, that is. But if they are very much attached to that life partner, they may not. Some people, they stay lifelong without doing second marriage at all. Even that is their will and wish. his relatives, somebody can sit and do these kratus, Upanayana marriages and all. And also it is said, suppose in the olden days, it was not at present ages, if the wife is suffering with a sort of disease which is long disease, and if she is not befitting for married life, family, and if a person cannot get children through her, with her permission, the man can marry another girl, because the purpose of marriage is to prolong the family, Vamsha Purithi. It is there in Shastras.
Okay. Why every jiva should try to get moksha? Why not keep getting birth and death?
Why means Purusharthas, our Maharshis, the Veda has given us 4 Purusharthas. The Maharshi said a person, male or female, a human being, should acquire dharma, artha, kama, and moksha in their life, through their lives. If the final aim of every jiva is to get liberated, to become one with God, to get Shashvata Ananda, Dukkha Rahita Ananda. Because as long as we take birth and die and move in this circle of death, birth and death circle, then we will be reaching good and bad, merit and sin, happiness and sorrows. But our aspiration is to gain that immense happiness without even the touch of dukkha. Dukkha rahita shashvata ananda. So to acquire that dukkha rahita shashvata ananda, one aspects for getting moksha. Getting that immense bliss itself is moksha. Then he will not tathama yadgatva na nivartante tathama paramam mama. So reaching that immense bliss, the storehouse of bliss, the glory of Paramatma, a person, the jiva, need not have to come back. So jiva stays there permanently, happily. So we aspire for that. Even on earth also, here also, so many levels of happinesses are there. Everyone aspires to get the maximum level of happiness, maximum glory, maximum name and fame, maximum everything. So these are all related and limited only to this earth. Beyond this earth are the divine powers. So by that power and blessings with our sadhana, we all the jivas should try to get only liberation and mukti, or staying at the loka of the Ishtadevata. Even both are there.
Tithi of leaving the body have any significance to the departed soul?
What I can't understand.
Tithi of leaving the body.
Starting, what is the first word?
Tithi means
Yeah. Tithi is there. We believe that all these, it is there given in Shastras only. Whatever auspicious works we do, we take auspicious Tithi and Nakshatra according to our star. We have to search for auspicious star. Similarly, we see that Tithi also of the departed soul. The Tithi, Vara and Nakshatra. All these 3 we see when a person, it is not in our hands. It is according to the writings of Brahmadeva. Vithi Likhita, it would be done. Even then, we see whether that Tithi, Vara and Nakshatra are auspicious or any defect is there. If they are all auspicious, it's well and good. The jiva can go easily to higher lokas. And normal procedure of Autvadahika karmas, the son and children have to do. But suppose any bad tithi is there, bad star is there, bad nakshatra is there, then there are certain remedies, prayaschitta karmas as they are there. Certain remedies are there, the children have to do that. And suppose the father or mother leaves the body at own house, then that room or that house is to be not to be used for a certain period, something they say. It is there in Shastras because that soul's intentions would be lingering to that place. So that is how we believe. As per Shastra, we have to do. So Tithi Vara Nakshatra doshas are there. Dosha pariharas would be done by the priest at the time of this making them do Arthvadaika karmas, so that the dosha will be removed.
Okay. A birthday on birth nakshatra and then Samvatsarikam is on Tithi is celebrated. Is it correct?
Celebrated in the sense at the birth tithi will be celebrated as a sort of Vedika festival and with happiness and all. The tithi of departed mother or father should be celebrated with utmost shraddha, devotion and bhakti. So that what are we are offering, that food the parents are eating. So with that much love, devotion and shraddha we have to offer and do that on that tithi. The religious rites we have to observe. There on birthday we eat everything happily. Here on tithi day, the son specially has to keep fasting the night before that day, that tithi day, and that day also only after that is completed and priests are eaten and leave that place and go away. He has to eat only once, and night he should not eat anything. So such rules he has to follow.
Okay. I mean, same question. Nakshatra for birth, Tithi for death. Why?
Why means it is there because God wills so that tithi and nakshatra occurs. What means it?
It means why we consider nakshatra for birth and Tithi for death.
Yes, yes. Even for birth and death also, tithi is most important. We first consider tithi only. And after tithi, nakshatra. Nakshatra, we see only whether that is auspicious or not. But tithi, we consider.
Is it true if Jiva departs in a Brahma Muhurta, attains moksha?
Partially, it depends upon the karma phala. It depends upon what all the karmas we did. Depending upon that, the jiva gains that higher levels, resins and lokas or mukti, and also depending upon the religious rites which Arthvadaika karmas done by children, son. Even that is a partial cause for that. But for getting liberation, the soul has to strive for it, and if the soul becomes ready to get liberation, if Paramatma yeme vaisha vrunite tena lapyaha tasyai shatma vivrunite tanun swam, if he becomes eligible, then that divinity itself blesses that jiva to get liberated. And in Advaita, according to Advaita Siddhanta, if they realize again the real knowledge, then the moment they realize, even though the body exists, they are liberated. So there is no punarjanma for them.
Okay. When the soul enters another body after death, what is the sanctity of annual Tadinams?
Though the jiva enters into another body, that soul, mother and father are there. So though they may be not, they may or may not enter anywhere, they may remain there sometime. They may reborn as very high in higher noble families. They may be taking birth as Krimikitakas, whatever the upati may be, they are there. So it is the duty of sons, elder son and all sons, to do these taddinas, shraddha, karmas they have to do as long as they live. Their body, their soul exists in their bodies, and they have to offer food to their father and mother. So in whatever form are there, Pitru Devatas are there. So the Pitru Devata Gana, so many people are there. They make this offering, the food which the son is offering to his mother or father. That food would be turned into the food which that departed soul takes. Suppose that jiva enters into human being, a human body, then this food offered by the son would become the food of that person, and he gains very good, happy food that day. So if every year he offers every day, his mother or father would be eating. Otherwise, they will not get the food at all properly. If suppose the departed soul enters into a cow or somewhere, then the food offered by the son here turns into grass or something which they eat. If they are, suppose they, due to their merit, they become divine people, gods, then this food offered by the sons here turns into nectar in the form of food they eat. So like that, the food turns because the Pitru Devatas turn this food into those items which they eat, like befitting to their upadhis.
Okay. Death during Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. Could you explain the significance?
Punyakala, normally we consider Uttarayana Punyakala to be very auspicious. And Bhishmacharya also want to state so many days, 40 days he waited for Uttarayana Punyakala to enter and then only left the body. Because Uttarayana is the daytime of Devatas. Dakshinayana is the night time of Devatas. So it is a sort of belief, and according to scriptures also, that when gods, when we are in Jagrada Avastha, when it is daytime, when we are all working, if anyone comes, we immediately receive them. Suppose it is night time when we are sleeping, if somebody comes, it takes time for us. Slowly we have to get up, we have to listen the sound, we have to get up, remove that bolt of the door and invite them, it takes time. So similarly, during Dakshinayana is also very pious and very auspicious. All, and that is quite befitting time for sadhakas to do vratacharana, sadhanas to enlighten ourselves. So whether a person dies during Uttarayana or Dakshinayana, it doesn't matter. According to the fruits of his own deeds, he has to go to the higher or lower resins. But Uttarayana is considered to be Punya Prada Kala because it is daytime to gods.
Okay. Incineration, okay, instead of ritual funeral. Incineration. And incineration means the body, putting in the electric oven and then burn.
We should never do like that. As per there are so many mantras which purify the body. Even though the jiva leaves that body, the jiva would be there only at that place only till 10 days. It would be there. And as long as this body is not burnt, the soul, the Atma stays there only near that body. So what all are being done by the parents, by the relatives or children, that soul would be watching and seeing, though unable to enter into the body again and though not able to express. So by the mantras, the body, the departed, when soul leaves and goes away, the body should be purified by mantras, so that even the body should become eligible to be mixed in all 5 Panchabhutas, which are holy divine powers and gods and goddesses. So unless it is purified, it cannot merge fully into Panchabhutas. And unless the body, which is the upadhi of the soul, which the soul stayed for so many years in that house of body, the soul also cannot reach the higher resins or higher lokas. So with all these divine, powerful spiritual mantras, the body should be purified and soul should be elevated to and permitted and given strength to reach the higher residential lokas. So we have to do Arthvadaihika karma. Through that only the death should be celebrated, not by electric or any other methods. I did not hear that word at all. I do not know. I heard, of course, electrical by electricity, the bodies are burnt. I heard, but that word not familiar.
Okay, any process by which we do our own Pitru karma even before our death, like Ganga Snana.
Ganga Snana always purifies and removes the sins physically and mentally. We become very pure by doing Ganga Snana with Sankalpa, with sincere belief. And even then we have to do righteous works. We have to have dharmika ideas. We have to practice them only. Just by dipping into Ganga and then having all wise behavior, wicked ideas, thoughts come and wrong deeds we do, we will not be meritorious. Ganga Mata removes the sins, but that arhata also should be there. Good thoughts, noble thoughts should be there. Noble behavior should be there. So Atma, something they said, dipping into Ganga, okay. Then one person has, suppose wants to keep Pinda Pradhana for himself. That is not good. It is the duty of children. So we should let them do their duty. If they do not have confidence or children, or if anybody do not have children at all, even then they should not keep Atma Pinda to themselves, because the moment they keep these Atma Pindas, it means they are dead. Though the body is there, soul is there, mind is there, everything. Then onwards, they should lead the life as if they are full sannyasis. They should not have any sort of attachment to the body or mind or ideas or life. Nobody can lead such a life, normal persons. So they should not keep Atma Pindas.
Okay, couple who have male children, the Antyeshti Samskara can be done by the son, but what about the girl's parents? Does Antyeshti offers guidance on who and how their Antyeshti Samskara can be done?
Suppose any parents do not have male children, they got only girl children. Then the girl's husband can do, elder daughter's husband, son-in-law, can do these rites. Otherwise, suppose they got children and elder daughter got a son, and that son is a little grown up and got this Upanayana Samskara done to him. Then even though parents are existing, he got the right to do this Antyeshti Samskara. Normally, those who are having mother and father should not do these rites to any others, but to these grandparents, they got right. Shastra says, suppose even that is not possible, then the person, the father and mother are there, the father's brother can do that. That is the immediate younger brother has to do. It is his duty. So the immediate younger brother can celebrate, can do these rites, Arthvadaihika karmas. Suppose even brothers are not there, daughter's husband is not in a position to do, suppose he may be outside due to duty, suppose even grandson is not there, then any relative who are having love, affection and regard for those persons can do. That is most pious, auspicious work. By doing these last rites to such a person, this person who did the rites will get the highest loka, they said. Shastra says, and for several years his dynasty increases. For several years he would be leading happy life. So that is most auspicious work. Anatha preta samskarat koti janmarjita punyam lapetar sukham lapet, it says.
Okay, now the questions on the chat box are over. Now the platform is open.
Just Even the daughter, suppose if any of all these are not at all happen possible, then even the daughter can do this Autvadahika karma to her mother or father. Even that is there in Shastra. Dharma Sindhu, Nirnaya Sindhu, these granthas speak about all this. Even at that condition, when nobody are available, then the daughter can do.
Okay, that question is also answered.
Hmm.
Now, you're all unmuted. So if somebody wants to ask a question, raise your hand. One person, that is Anandarao garu. Go ahead.
చిన్న డౌట్ అండి. ఇందాక నా జన్మ నక్షత్రం బర్త్డే గురించి చెప్పారు మేడం గారు. మేడం, పుట్టినరోజు తెలుగులోనే అడుగుతున్నాను. పుట్టినరోజు జన్మ నక్షత్రం ప్రకారం చేసుకోవాలి, చనిపోయిన రోజు తిథుల ప్రకారం చేయాలి అని చాలా మంది పెద్దవాళ్ళు చెప్తూ ఉంటారండి. అది కరెక్టేనా?
మనకి కృష్ణ యజుర్వేద శాఖ అధ్యాయులమైన మనకి మటుకు తిథి ముఖ్యం. దేనికైనా పుట్టిన దానికి తిథి ప్రకారం పుట్టినరోజు చేస్తాము. తిథులు గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవడం కష్టమని చాలా మంది ఈ కాలంలో పుట్టిన డేటుకి చేస్తున్నారు వేడుకగా. కానీ శాస్త్ర ప్రకారం అయితే పుట్టిన తిథి నాడు పుట్టినరోజు చేసుకోవాలి. ఆ సప్త చిరంజీవులు ఉన్నారు, వారిని స్మరించి నమస్కరించుకోవాలి. దేవతలకి, ఇష్టదేవత, కులదేవతలకి పూజలు, తల్లిదండ్రులకి నమస్కరించాలి. అది మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. పరమాత్మకి నివేదన చేసిన పాయసం, క్షీరాన్నము తినాలి. మరణించినప్పుడు కూడా తిథే మనకి ముఖ్యం.
ఓకే, అశోక్ గారు.
నమస్కారం మేడం. అమ్మా, హలో. మనిషి చనిపోయినప్పుడు ఆ కుటుంబానికి మైలు ఆపాదిస్తారు కదండి. ఇంట్లో పెద్దలు ఎవరైనా చనిపోతే మైలు ఆపాదిస్తారు కదా. మైలు అనేది ఇంటికా మనిషికా?
ఇంటికి మనిషికి. మనుషులు తిరుగుతారు కనుక ఇంటికి కూడా. మైల అనేది మన కంటికి కనిపించకపోయినా మనకి శుభ శక్తులు ఎలా ఉన్నాయో అలాగే అశుభ శక్తులు కూడా ఉంటాయి. ఆరోగ్యం ఉన్నట్టుగా అనారోగ్యం ఉంది, మనకి పాజిటివ్ థింకింగ్ ఉన్నట్టుగా నెగటివ్ థింకింగ్ కూడా ఉంది. వెలుగున్న చోట చీకటి ఉంటుంది, గుడ్ ఉన్న చోట బ్యాడ్ ఉంటుంది. అలాగే శుభము ఉన్నప్పుడు అశుభము, శౌచము ఉన్నప్పుడు అశౌచము అన్ని ఉన్నాయి. కనుక అశౌచము ఉన్నదని పెద్దలు చెప్తే మనం నమ్మాలి, వినాలి, పాటించాలి. మనుషులకి ఉంటుంది, ఆ గృహానికి ఉంటుంది. ఆ బాంధవ్యాన్ని బట్టి ఎన్ని రోజులు అన్నది చెప్పారు. ఒక రోజా స్నానంతో అయిపోతుంది దూర బంధువులకి, ఒక రోజు ఉంటుంది, ఒక పూట ఉంటుంది, 3 రోజులు ఉంటుంది మేనమామ ఇవ్వడానికి, 10 రోజులు ఉంటుంది సగోత్రీకులందరికీ. ఇంకా నేరుగా తల్లో తండ్రి వెళ్ళిపోతే పిల్లలకి 11 రోజులు. సో అలా 12వ రోజు బయట వాళ్ళందరికీ పెడతారు. 11కే శుద్ధి అవుతారు, కానీ తద్దిన ఉంటుంది. సో 12వ రోజు. సో అలా శాస్త్రం చెప్పిన అశౌచాన్ని మనం పాటించాలి. అశౌచపు దినాలలో ఈ నిత్య నైమిత్తిక కర్మ లాంటి వేరేవేవి కూడా చేయకూడదు.
ఓకే అశోక్ గారు.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
చెప్పండి అశోక్ గారు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ. అంతే అండి.
అంతేనా? ఓకే, డన్. నౌ we will thank you, Shailakshi garu. Thank you very much. Now we will close these. In fact, once 3 days plus 5, 6 days or 5, total 9 days, I think 8 or 9 days series of lectures. మా అందరి వైపు నుంచి మీకు ధన్యవాదములండి, నమస్కారములు. Now we will request Satyaji to do Prarthana and Thangirala Krishnamurti garu, are you there? Krishnamurti garu? Yeah, can you sing Janaganamana?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now let us request Satyaji.
Okay.
Let us request Satyaji to do please.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्रा पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधना सधना सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतं सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान्मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति
Now ధన్యవాదాలండి. Let us request Tangrala Krishnamurti garu, you open up a video also.
Yes, చేస్తున్నానండి.
Okay. Please recite national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय
ధన్యవాదాలండి తంగిరాల కృష్ణమూర్తి గారు.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
Now I am closing the recording.